Hi everyone, we are the group 3 and we're about to report the lesson 3 towards the sustainable world.
Sustainable development is a development that can meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And sustainable development in 1987, the term sustainable development was first coined during the World Commission on Environment and Development. It was defined as the development that can meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is about meeting our current needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. It's a balance between economic growth, social progress, and environmental protection. Sustainable development, it was born out of the recognition that the economic and social needs should be balanced with the capacity of the environment to provide. To achieve this, global actors and governments must take appropriate policies and actions that take into account the inherent aspects of social, cultural, economic development, and environmental protection and enhancement. And sustainable development is a holistic approach that aims to balance economic, social, and environmental needs, ensuring a livable future.
Multidimensional approach to development. Sustainable development is a multifaceted concept that has been interpreted differently by various organizations and experts. This report highlights the diverse perspective on sustainable development, emphasizing the importance of a multidimensional approach to development. World Bank's perspective, economic growth, promoting prosperity while minimizing negative impact, poverty reduction, improving living standards, environmental protection, conserving natural resources. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, World Wildlife Fund, or WWF, and United Nations Environment Program, or UNEP, emphasize first is conservation, protecting natural resources and ecosystem. Second is sustainable use, managing resources for long-term benefits. Edward Barrier defined sustainable economic development as first is maximizing net benefits, balancing economic, social, and environmental benefits. Second is conserving natural capital, maintaining the stock of natural resources. Next is in 2000, the global leaders from UN member states reached consensus and adopted the Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) to pursue poverty reduction and human development. It is composed of 8 goals that are targeted to be achieved by the year 2015. The MDGs are: first is to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Second is to achieve universal primary education. Third, to promote gender equality and empower women. Fourth is to reduce child mortality. Fifth is to improve maternal health. Sixth is to combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Seventh is to ensure environmental sustainability. And number 8 is to develop global partnership for development. Although improvements were attained in some goals such as decrease in the proportion of people living less than 1.25 US day extreme poverty and still persistence. Next is in 2015, UN member states adopted the 17th Sustainable Development Goals to address poverty, inequalities, and climate change by the year of 2030. These are the 17 goals are the following. Number 1 is no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. 3, good health and well-being. Number 4 is quality education. Number 5 is gender equality. Number 6 is clean water and sanitation. Number 7 is affordable and clean energy. Number 8 is decent work and economic growth. Number 9 is industry innovation and infrastructure. 10 is reduce inequality. Number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. Number 12 is responsible consumption and production. Number 13 is climate action. Number 14 is life below water. Number 15 is life on land. Number 16 is peace and justice from institution. Number 17 is partnership to achieve the goal. Thank you.
In 2000, the global leaders from UN members states reached a consensus and adopted the Millennium Development Goals, or the MDGs. To pursue poverty reduction in human development, it is composed of 8 goals that are targeted to be achieved by the year 2015. The MDGs are: A. To eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. B. To achieve universal primary education. C. To promote gender equality and empower women. D. To reduce child mortality. E. To improve maternal health. F. To combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. G. To ensure development sustainability. H. To develop global partnership for development, although significant improvements were attained in some goals, such as decrease in the proportions of people living less than $1.25. A global and national development strategies presents barrier to the full achievement of the MDGs in UN 2015. In 2015, UN member states adopted the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to address poverty, inequalities, and climate change by the year 2030. The 17 goals are the following. Goal 1, no poverty. 2, zero hunger. 3, good health and well-being. 4, quality education. G, gender equality. 6, clean water and sanitation. 7, affordable and clean energy. 8, decent work and economic growth. 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. 10, reduce inequality. 11, sustainable cities and communities. 12, responsible consumption and production. 13, climate action. 14, life below water. 15, life on land. 16, peace and justice, strong institution. 17, partnership to achieve the goal.
Economic globalization and sustainable development. The current strands of economic globalization adhering to neoliberal paradigm pushes strict to the attainment of sustainable development. Economic globalization means enhancement of trading among countries. One of the most important goals is the pursuit of economic growth or enhancement of production of goods and services. Increasing trading is also about encouraging competition. Furthermore, the structural adjustment policies enforced by the World Bank compels local economic to prioritize repayment of foreign debts and open local resources and market to foreign corporation. These neoliberal measures increase the wealth of the TNG while decreasing social service budget intended to uplift condition of the workers, women, farmers, and consumers. Privatizations of common resources also threaten the production of land, water, and other natural resources. Economic globalization, for examples, imagine a country as Algeria with rich natural resources, increasing timber and minerals. Algeria opens its market to foreign corporations, allowing companies like Green Earth Inc. from developing countries to invest in logging. Okay, the next topic is about global food security. Global food security ensuring every person has access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food recognize the global issue of chronic food insecurity. The problem is, despite sufficient food production, 124 million people experience acute hunger. Small-scale farmers, fishers, and rural workers are vulnerable to food insecurity. Causes of the food insecurity: limited access, physical, social, or economic barriers of food. Poverty is lack of resources of purchase or produce food. Is inequality is unequal distribution of food and resources. For example, the small-scale farmers in developing countries struggles to access nutritious food for their family due to limited income, low crop prices, and lack of market and access. Climate change or food affecting crop yields. Lack of infrastructure, limited access to roads, storage, or markets. This farmer situation illustrates the challenges to achieving global food security. Adhering this issue requires a comprehensive approach including sustainable agriculture, supporting small-scale farmers, and promoting environmentally friendly and practice. Social protection, implementing policies to reduce poverty and inequality. By working together, we can ensure everyone has access to nutritious food and healthy lifestyle.
The concept of global food security. The concept of food security emerged during the mid-70s. It recognizes the global issue of chronic food insecurity. Food insecurity is the phenomenon when people don't have adequate physical, social, or economic access to food. Food security brings into public policy of food-related problems of famine, hunger, and food crisis. Nations and global institutions makes various commitments to achieve the eradication of hunger and food insecurity. Despite action to address these issues, global food security remains to be a major concern. Here are the 3 examples of global food security. First is the United Nations or Sustainable Development Goal number 2, or it is called by SDG number 2, and Zero Hungers. Aims to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition by 2030. Number 2 is Food and Agriculture Organization or FAO. FAO works to reduce hunger and poverty and improve food security and nutrition globally. And the third one is the World Food Program or WFP. WFP provides food assistance to vulnerable population, especially in in emergency situation. Next, the Global Hunger Index. Hunger Index. This looks into indicators such as the share of the population relate to undernourishment, referring to insufficient caloric intake; child wasting, referring children with low weight in relation to their height; child stunting, referring to children under the age of 5 that have a low weight in relation to their age; and child mortality or under 5 mortality rates. These indicators are given standardized scores to come up with the Global Hunger Index or GHI score of each country. The GI can monitor the states of hunger in the national and global levels to inform policy and action where they are needed.
So the Hunger Reduction Commitment Index or HRCI, developed by the Institute of Development Studies, government dedication to eliminating hunger and malnutrition. It analyzes 3 key areas. The first is government policies and programs. So this examines the specific policies and programs a government implement to address food security. Example include food assistance program, agriculture support initiative, and nutrition education campaigns. The second one is the legal frameworks. This section evaluate the existence and effectiveness of law and regulation related to food security. Strong legal frameworks provide a foundation for effective policies and programs. The third one is the public expenditures. This component analyzes how much a government invests in food security initiative. Higher spending generally indicates a strong commitment to tackling hunger and malnutrition.
Affecting food and security. Food security is a multinational issue ensuring the ability, accessibility, utilization, and stability of food are like several social parties, economic, culture, and environment processes and factors. A factor supply, B food prices, C people's income, D change and social and natural environment.
So lastly, to sum it all up, so globalization and food security. So food security is linked to the complex process of food production, consumption, and distribution, intersects with issues of trading, reforms in agriculture, as well as rural development. So it means food security means making sure na everyone has enough healthy food for now kag sa future, without harming the environment. So muna dapat make sure ta nga enough kag healthy ang mga pagkaon subong kag in the future para hindi naton ma-harm environment or madaot. So involved siya like producing mga pagkaon nga mga food in ways nga makaprotect sa aton planet, like by saving water and by inalesen na to ang harmful chemicals kag mga gina-reduce po naton ang mga food waste. So next is economic globalization. So this involves foreign trading of food. This encompasses the creation of a global food supply chain, or the process involving the production, manufacturing, consumption, and disposal happening across different national borders. So economic globalization for a sustainable world, it means economies in ways nga maka-benefit ta sa tanan and para ma-protect natin ang planet. And then it involves fair trade, responsible investment, kag by working together para mag-reduce ang poverty, para to protect the environment. So para ang growth sang economy is hindi siya halin sa Earth's resources or mga natural resources sa Earth or people's well-being sa life sang tao. So next is cultural globalization. So cultural globalization also creates changes in people's taste, preference, and consumption of food. For instance, transnational fast food corporations have operated in different countries. Some of the biggest fast food chains are McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, KFC, Pizza Hut, and Subway. So it means ga-share kita and ga-learn from different cultures in a way na ga-respect ta and their traditions kag mga values. And sa amo nang away ga-help na siya para ma-protect atong planet kay gina-understand natin sila mga perspectives ang environmental issues kag amo na mag-make way nga mag-work kita together para makita sang solutions to protect the environment. And then next is economic globalization can also tremendously impact food security in the Philippines. So just like agricultural food productions go weakens because of decreased government spending for agriculture. So amo na ang government hindi na kayo magastos sa agriculture. As a consequence of the structural adjustment program imposed by the IMF and the World Bank in 1982, 7.5% of total government expenditures went to agriculture, then spending decreased to 3.3% in 1988. So the Philippine economy with the rest of the world maka benefit gid ang economic globalization para ma-protect the environment sa Philippines. So kay sa ga-involved sini ang fair trade kag investment. So sa fair trade para maka-ensure ang Philippine products ng mga trade siya fairly sa ibang nga countries. So para ang mga farmers kag mga workers maka-receive po sa sakto nga price sa ilang product. So sa ilang investment para ma-attract ang mga foreign countries nga para kag amo na maka-benefit sa Philippine economy. So when it comes sa sustainable growth for protecting the environment, so mo na making sure nga ang growth sa economy as what I have said, hindi siya maghalin the cost sa environment. Then amo gina importante nga mag-promote kita sa sustainable practices kag ma-reduce ang pollution. And then sa reducing the poverty for sustainable growth. So by using the globalization to para maka-create sang jobs ka opportunities. So especially sa mga tawo nga do wala gi chance or amo na. So for example, for economic globalization, example, imagine a Philippine farmer nga ga-grow siya coffee beans. So economic globalization makabulig siya para magbaligya siyang coffee sa mga tao sa tibok, to the whole world. Pero para maging sustainable ang trade, dapat maging fair. So dapat ang farmer makakuha siya sang fair and good price para sa coffee. So and then dapat iya coffee is environmentally friendly. So para ang coffee is grow siya in a way nga ma-protect siya sa land and water, kay para nami lang Japan ang iya aroma, mabuhay lang Japan sa temperature, sa environment. So para makalabot sa lain-lain nga lugar. So sa may aning way, ang Philippines maka-use sa economic globalization para makabuild sang stronger kag sustainable na future para sa tanan. And that's it. Thank you.